Did it work? Um, um, oh, there's somebody here. Ronnie Morris. Hello. I'm trying to see how this live. I was trying to do schedule live, and then it's saying that it was supposed to be at 8 o'clock, and I set it for like 11 or whatever, because I had to know if it's live or what it's doing. We are here at the future. Right? It's not future anymore. It's here. Location of the temple, and it ain't much, y'all. You can barely turn around in here. It's just gonna be a temple uh, in nomine. Uh, in nomine sola, I should say. You know, just only in name. Um, but you know, a workspace. We got plyboard and stuff. We still got to get some wiring and getting some stuff moved out, moved in, rearranged, and things like that. Might get it painted. I haven't made a decision yet. We've got uh, this this um, apparatus. What is this? Like a shelf, like these plastic shelves, which really you can't do anything. See, this one right here is almost breaking because they had wood on top of this, firewood, and so I can see where the it's bad when the plastic starts to break. Yeah, so we're out here. I put one work out here just kind of see how I was going to do this. I'm beginning to kind of migrate some stuff into this new space. So every free moment I get, I'm working on trying to rearrange stuff and get things to be more ergonomic. But okay, I've seen a couple of things fly off of here. Okay, what's okay? Let's see. Ronnie Morris said hello. You like a new person. Lisi Living says good evening. Y'all like new people. Announce yourself as you come in. Let me know who you are, because that um, it's doing some stuff. It's doing some weird things. It's doing some really really weird things here. Hmm. It's really weird things. The beautiful thing is we got cement floors. We can do some work on the floors, and we can send off some chart needs to be swept. Uh, but they also left some cool stuff in here. We got some nails, some rusted nails. That's less rusted nails. I gotta go make my own. Um, and some different ducking and stuff we can use in work. Oh, is that what that is? It's supposed to help it from flooding, I guess, if it starts to rain. Um, and we need to get some caulking because they didn't lay that flat. So it's a couple of things. I did get some better lighting. I was in here the other day broadcasting. I was in here the other day broadcasting, and the light was so dim I thought it was a setting on my phone, but no. As if we installed some stuff. It was just there was bad lighting in here. So um, if you have submitted for work, we're getting those things processed and squared away. Some of you, I'm waiting on some supplies, and you've already been notified. If you schedule with me for a consultation in the past 2 weeks, there's been an error. Okay, there's been an error in my scheduling. I had changed an option. It wasn't by accident. I thought it was going to do something else than what it did. I didn't catch it. But what happened? People, they would order time with me, and requests, etc. So people will be waiting for me, and I wouldn't show because as far as I know, nobody had booked that time. So everyone who did that, you've been refunded, okay, and you can go back and reschedule. Now we've got those bugs worked out, okay. We've got those bugs worked out on the website, so you should be able to go on cosmic.com, and there's an option that says contact me, I think, or schedule me, or whatever, book an appointment, whatever. You can click that, or you can go to cosmic.com/contact and leave a request there for any inquiries you may have, any products, any work, any services, whatever that are offered. You can inquire about it there. Okay. Yes, it was good to see you guys as well. I hope everybody is doing well. Well, a lot of folks don't know. I don't call them dreads, I call them locks, but I've had locks for going on over a year now. I just keep my hair tied back or covered in certain situations, so most people don't know that. People are like, you got new hair. I was like, I've had this hair for over a year. This is it may not be, I don't know how new to y'all. I've had this hair for over a year. I just normally have it tied or twisted or whatever. It's kind of how like my hair kind of out of the way or whatever. But when I went to get it done a few weeks ago, before I went to Denver, they asked if I wanted to style it. And I said, there was a new person. And I said, no, just, wash it and retwist or whatever. Even though the style, it was like an extra, $5, $10 or whatever. Just said, whatever style you want, we'll put it in there for you. But I was still kind of nostalgic about my old stylist. You know how that goes. You kind of got to ease into new. It's almost like grieving somebody dead, So I said, no, just wash it and clean it and twist it. Cause I also had some other stuff to do that day anyway. That was the day before the day I was heading out to Denver. So, yeah. So I had an uncle. That did work with his. Well, it was interesting. What he did was he was a worker to an extent, but mostly he was a reader, right? Very dynamic, and his clients. It's just very interesting. He would I did not recognize this as a thing. Because he did it so seamlessly, but he would always go to scratch his head, right? People did it all the time, might be itching or whatever. They get tired of things, tired of itching or whatever. But what he was doing was, when the client came, he had assigned a lock to a client, right? And the things he had in that lock, whether it was a cowrie, something he had tied, hair jewelry or whatever, would be a work he had assigned to that client. So even when he would go to pray for them or whatever, work for them, whatever, he would go and he would grab that lock, right? And he knew them by he knew them by name. Oh, that's Julian, or oh, that's Jesse, or oh, that's Susie Ann, or he would know them like that. He could tell what was going on in their life by how that lock would grow. It was the most fascinating thing I've seen. It was incredible. Of course, he cut them off. I don't know what my uncle's doing. Now, my uncle is. That's a whole other story, child. I'm not getting into over the air, but family, right? So that's one thing. There are all kinds of hair jewelry that you can incorporate into your hair. I mean, you wear it like it's a mane, you wear it like it's a head covering, right? So certainly, one thing that I have done is in the beeswax that they used to twist my hair with the wax or whatever. Okay, the reason why I like my first stylist so much is because they understood, and they didn't give me a lot of shit about certain protocol to deal with my hair, right? Because um, you ask any professional, there's something called occupational hazard. Okay, if y'all are familiar with the movie Doctor Strange, all right, he was a surgeon, I believe it was, and he got into an accident. This is why a lot of high-profile professionals don't do certain jobs. Not because they're too good for that. No, it's because that job can pose an occupational hazard. They might not do their own plumbing if they're a surgeon, for example. Because hey, they go to fiddle around in there and that thing turn on and bam, they out of a job. Just that simple. They can't use their fingers anymore, right? I think Dolly Parton got her breast insured. That's part of her brand, right? Something ever happened, there's an occupational hazard. So, with my original stylist, we would go through prayer, cause they would come out, they would do on location stuff where I was if I needed that to be done. They would, wash their hands with Florida water, things like that, right? That they took of course I tipped them, for going the extra mile, but things like that, because you don't want everybody playing in your head. All right. Some of your more well-known spiritualists were hairdressers. I think Marie Laveau, very famous one. All right. Now I'm working cigars and multitasking here. Now see that right there. That's what I need to start monitoring. See how that progresses. But what's I'm talking about? Marie Laveau, right? Because you don't know, and your hair and your head is very, very sensitive. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So with the beeswax, I'd melt the beeswax down. I'd add some oils in there, right? Like some Lucky Prophet oils in there that are good for clairvoyance, intuition, particularly those who are readers by trade. Some protection oils go in there. Definitely a rue essential oil. Y'all know I love rue for vanquishing the evil eye. And then also some medicinal compounds can go into there as well, right? I have it in the house there. What is the name of? There's a brand. It's an African hair oil. I mean, it's been around for since I was little. Oh my god, I can't remember what it's called, but you can see the little particles in the oil or in the cream or whatever that they're working with. I can't think of the. No, it's not. It's not that. It's a brand. It's called African. They even have like this Serengeti theme as their label. I can't think of it. It's in the house. I just know when I see that I know it, and I said, okay, I need it. My mom been using that on me and using that on her since I can't even tell you how long. So, but you can incorporate those things into that beeswax oil in, and that begins to get worked into your scalp. Right. If you're going to a new person, I bring them our own beeswax. Right. That's already been prepared. Okay. Thank you. African Pride. That's exactly it. African Pride. Exactly. They've got grease and oil and all that kind of good stuff. But you can see it's one of their monikers of having that over that grit. It got that grit in it. But those are those compounds, those raw medicinal compounds that are still actually in the oil, and you wonder why. Old style hoodoo, you saw that in the oil. Well, it's maybe not that far off, right? So those infused oils. Those infused oils. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you definitely want to work on your hair. Y'all don't forget to feed your feed. If you've got fetishes from me, y'all need to be feeding them. Okay, don't be crying to me about, hey, I don't, I haven't seen the lottery this week or whatever, and you're not feeding your work. I've given you instructions. Y'all follow the instructions. Okay, it's intended that if you follow the instructions, you will get the result that we have prognosticated for you. We don't just say this because it makes us feel good. All right. So bear that in mind. But yes, there's a lot that you can do with your hair. I would say this also: be, guard your hair, right? Covet your hair. If you decide to, cut your locks or whatever, you need to do that with protocol. Don't just cut them unceremoniously. Everything is in your hair, right? You think about, talk about this on Instagram. Samson was caught not by his hair, but by his secret. Okay. Not his hair, but his secret. Okay? Alright, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. See, I wanted to come on, show you guys some love. I know I've been not really um uh an eviction or a conviction. Um I'm gonna need more information than that. You need to write me. You need to write me. Um that sounds loaded, and I'm not going to be unethical and drop some work on you that has a low likelihood of working, contact me. Let's talk it over so I can get the breadth, the length, the depth of what's going on, so I can then advise you on what you need to do from there. Or if it's work that needs to be done on your behalf, or done with you, I should say. Okay. This is something that anybody can do. All right. Is Does she have? This may sound so redundant. Does she have an ancestral veneratory practice? KHOZMIQ. Does she have an ancestral veneratory practice? Does she have an ancestral altar of some kind, of some sort? Does she recognize, all right, her ancestral lineage? If not, we need to start there. We need to start there. Okay. You'd be surprised at how many things are smoothed over and harmonized when you begin to put, as they say, first things first. Seek ye first this, and then this other stuff will be added to you. People are going after and towards the wrong things first. You got to set your priorities in order, and those that came before you are priority. That's what all conjure oils are. Do you have a beginner class? A beginner class? Shall we get a beginner class? Shall we got a whole, basically, institution. Okay. Class. A Hoodoo Bible study on Facebook. Hoodoo, HOODOO, Bible study. All right. I've been in it for at least 2.5, maybe going on 3 years at least. And there is nothing but content. Okay. Nothing but content there. So if you're trying to get your feet wet, so to say, we have a whole YouTube, a whole Facebook group dedicated just to that. All right. All right. I missed a couple of comments. There's a couple of comments that came in all at the same time. How do you feel about blending different? Oh, yeah. So, I mean, all conjure oils are blended oils, but this is what I will say: if you have two custom-made oils, or these were made, handmade by practitioners, you need to, particularly if they are your spiritual work, you need to contact them first if they are okay with that. Think about combining two medicines. You need to ask them first so they can see if there's going to be interaction. All right. Some things that are combined. That's why I tell people, you're going to this work and that work and this work and that worker. Maybe that's not always a good thing to do. Okay, because you don't know what is being employed, what protocols are being in place. All right. For example, there are some prepared soaps, some Medicaid or some prepared black soaps you can't wash with on certain days. You can't wash with them on Saturday. You can't wash with them on Wednesday. All right. So you need to bear in mind the protocols of these compounds, of these formulas, and if they're going to have interactions. Even you're like, well, this is the money oil, that's the money oil. That may be the case. You need to ask. All right. It does not hurt to ask. Does it hurt to ask? Does it hurt to ask? People say, well, can I combine your powder with this other person's powder? I may say, well, you know, yes or no. Right? Or I may tell you, you know, what, you know, why do you need to combine it? You know, let me know that up front. Maybe I can make a compound formula that will suit you in that area, right? Mm. Yeah, it's going slow. Um, went and I saw Pop, what, yesterday? Picked up some candles, some more candles from him. I just put in a request for it before I saw you were live. Yeah, so we go in. We accept him on. I think Maite accepts him on Sunday. She should be doing it right about now, as a matter of fact. Make sure you fill in all of those questions. That's the key thing. There's only 3, so. Writing all this down. Yes, I love it. Point in that direction. You have a beginner class on Hoodoo. Yeah, so there you go. Fin by blending conjure oils to make one oil formula. Yeah, here's the thing. Hey, what's going on? Where can I get a bulk of candles for reasonable price, all different colors? That's kind of subjective. Thank you, Dollar Tree. There you go. As a matter of fact, if you go online, because some Dollar Trees don't have all the colors. I know Dollar Tree at least has white, red, blue, and green, and yellow, I think. At least you can get those 5 colors, but something you have to go on their website. You can order them in cases, right? For $1 each, so you can, you know, $12 a case. Farmers markets. Depending on if you're getting glass encased candles, or getting a certain size of candles, or getting you know, novellas, chime candles. So you have to be a little bit more specific. Yeah, so I missed that. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Um, Dollar Tree, you know, Dollar Tree carry those things. Look at your local. I'm very much big on, you know, using online as a all right, using online as a last resort. A lot of the quote unquote mom and pops are going out of business because we're neglecting our own community. What is in your own community? Start there, work there, plow there, labor there first. Right? He told them, tarry first at Jerusalem. Then you'll go to the uttermost parts of the world. Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the world. So start where you're at. Start at home. Right? Feed back into your community. Invest back into your community. Who's selling candles? Who's making custom candles? Right? Ask around. Somebody know. Somebody know. Locally owned and operated businesses. Minority owned operated businesses, etc., etc., etc. Then from there, okay, if what you're looking for is not quite there, all right, then you can begin to expand your search. I've always talked about this, and I will continue. I will continue. What we got here? We got uncrossing condition candle. All right, got this from. Yeah, I ain't seen that one before. Have you uncrossing condition candle? and it's got jinx removing on the back. I like how it's kind of got like this whip, like it's whipping the black cat away. Oh no, that's for the devil. See, we got a little devil right there whipping the devil away. That's neat. Bought an alligator foot. So you should have been in my class. Is Oya on here? Oya always. I think I saw her in here. I thought she might have said that. But you should have been in my class about Leviathan, the spirit of Leviathan. We went into alligators, crocodiles, and the creatures of the deep, and how to stir them, how to summon them, how to conjure them or conjure with them. So the alligator, all right, is the scriptural name for it is Leviathan, right? Job chapter 38, I believe. It's one passage. I think Psalm 72 is another passage there. Let's talk about Leviathan, right? The sea monster of the deep. And so I demonstrated to them how, as a matter of fact, those who were a part of my no. Those guys I don't Chad can be putting that out for the public. Oh you got to be crazy. Oh, you guys would be the last thing on y'all mind. I'll start putting this out just for the public to see. No, you got to be in my apprenticeship. Now, what happened? Why do we use the alligator paw? All right, because whatever comes under the purview of the gator, you ain't gonna want to bother it no more. Think about it. You drop your cell phone, and an alligator climb on top of it. You ain't about to rest the alligator. You calling Sprint on somebody else's phone. Hey, I need a replacement phone. I'm not about to bother that phone. All right. Because whatever that alligator gets under its purview, gets in its jaw, it don't let go of. All right. So when we talk about alligator hands, whatever you put in that gator's hand, he's going to guard. He's going to keep. Right? He's very ferocious. All right. Here's a working. The working's already done, so I can show it to you. It's already done what it's supposed to be doing. So you know, alligator heads, alligator hands, alligator eggs. All right. These are all these are all the accoutrements, as it were, of the work, right? We're dealing with, if you're talking about, animal parts, okay? Here we have a sheep jaw, all right? Sheep skulls. That one still got, this one still got. So we work these things for the spirit that resides in those things. Okay. If we talk about the rooster, people talk a lot about rooster feathers. All right. Biblically, it's called a cockatrice. Right. So all of these things have a spiritual component behind it. All right. That can be used in spirit to summon them from that dormant state. Okay. This is exactly why lessons that God taught the prophet Ezekiel was, Son of man, can these bones live? All right. The mortal man would say no, but the spiritualist knows how to say yes. These bones can live, and prophesy to them. They will live and be a vast and exceeding army, as it is in the scriptures. Oh, speaking of, so Maite is over the girl, just on my mind, is over admission to the Hoodoo Facebook group. So let her know what your name is on Facebook or whatever, and she will make sure you answer those questions, and she will let you in. I'm streaming you on my living room TV. Somebody said they'd be watching me on TV too. I forgot who. Somebody said that. Oh yeah, like I watch you on my, stream you on TV. I'm on TV now. Have you set schedule for Prince of 2020? No, no, I ain't gonna sit there and lie to you. No, I can't say there is going to be a apprenticeship 2020. I gotta get these folks graduated first. They're on break right now until next year, so we'll pick back up. Answer all questions for Hoodoo Bible Study, please. It's not rocket science, really isn't. And see you there. Okay, so there you go. When is the next one? I don't know. What I tell people to do is this. In the meantime, in between time, sign up for my Patreon. Sign up for my Patreon. We are in a series right now on powders. All right. How powders and sachets, how to make them with, common household goods. All right. So the Patreon is patreon.com/Cosmic, KHOZMIQ. It should come up online as masterclass. Let you know you're in the right place. All right. Yeah, so start out there. There are different tiers, and you can judge yourself accordingly as to what level, what tier you want to be at. You want to invest in on a monthly basis. Some tiers come with live streams. Some tiers come with free products, if you want to call it that. It's not really free products, it's included in the tier price for the shipping. Some tiers come with 15-minute consultations monthly. There's a couple of different benefits on Patreon. I'm very proud of. They did a great job with that platform. Banda. Nimbre tere de bede de bede de koko manda dande de yondo mandan dande de yondo mansiki roto man shele labo osama ni de okoba. Let's see if y'all can see. Y'all see there is a hole right there. Try to see if y'all can see, but there's a hole right there that has formed in the ash, a black hole there, right? So you know that there is an attack. And I know it's caused by the evil eye because she didn't do that bath I told her to do. Yeah, patreon.com, patreon.com/cosmic. You're beyond years of wisdom. I tell you that the secret to that is impartation. That's my secret sauce. Have you uploaded a new powder? At least 5 more medicines to put up there. Of course, I promised you guys I was going to release my sex medicine powder in 2020, and I intend to hold to that. As a matter of fact, I've already got 3 webinars lined up for next year, January, February, and March. January is going to be concerning road opening work, blockbuster work. I intend to have Brother Moses Shanasa with me on that webinar. In February, it is um, on work, love, and loss. We'll get into love work and breakup work. If we can get to breakup, we may have to do a separate webinar for breakup in first part of February. Maite has the dates. I'm putting it on her right now because I can't remember what they are, but I set some dates up. And then March, February is going to be with Miss Rain. Miss Rain's Conjure is going to be with me on that one. And then March is going to be money magic, and who is going to do that one? I don't know if I put anybody down for that one yet, but we are speaking into existence. There will be somebody on for March. So I got a feeling you're gonna make me an even better magical enchantress. That's kind of been the attitude. I've been hearing that a lot. Um, the conjurer. You aren't the first person. A lot of people. I don't just have. It's just so interesting. So the way my ministry, this is the way God just works these things. Is the majority of people who are my students are already workers themselves. Is actually new people are in the minority. Interestingly enough, which is very humbling for me. Workers know what they work. They've been doing it for years on end. So for them to say, "Hey, I want to learn something new from you," or whatever, I think that's just very humbling. We go a lot into. I think if someone was to ask, what makes yours different? Well, I mean, I'm different, but I would say one of the things that I really focus on is why. All right, why? That I would say is probably one of the big monikers of my classes. Is I go into why do we do this, right? You can get what online. You can get what herbs, what oils, what whatever. You can download rituals like chicken noodle soup these days. But then when you ask them, but then when you have to substitute something where you don't have, the item list, then what, right? Because you don't know the why, you can't substitute. Need to move these shelves out of the way. Perfect. The why, right? And so that's also a way you can tell somebody just knows the technology but don't know the science behind it, right? You ask them why. Why do we plant that? Why do we use that herb? Why do we use that plant? Why the particular day of the week? Why can't I do that? Right? Why must I approach the yes, I want to learn more 2020. I took one in Georgia, thumbs down. People say, well, you got to plant this, bury this. But you live in a skyscraper condo in New York. You literally live in a concrete jungle. Ain't nothing to bury. Right? So, so then what? Right? If you don't know the why, you're going to be lost. So, what I like to do, what Oya can attest to, She's one of my she's been in my class for a while now. Oya is a worker in her own right. She don't need me to prop her up for anything. The girl came to me, as we say, hitting straight licks with a crooked stick, with a well-established repertoire, a well-established reputation as a worker in her community, and just giving them the principles, not to just learn learn new work, but how to adapt, how to adjust, how to how do we stay traditional and yet be innovative? That line right there between tradition and innovation, okay, it's called understanding the why, right? We have received a lot of traditions, okay. All the tradition is the technology behind something. It just becomes a tradition. We just do this. We just eat, hog maul or blackout peas or cabbage or collard greens or whatever on New Year's. It's just a black, people think it's just a black thing. It's just a black thing. It's just something we do. But we've forgotten the technology behind that. All right. Why you want a man to walk into your door the first, when it strikes midnight? Why watch night service? Right. These are traditions, but they were once technologies. Right. So when you go to church and you see people of indigenous descent, and they run and they shout and they buck and they leap and they talk in tongues, they've got just tradition, but they don't know why. Why does only certain kinds of preachers or certain kinds of cultures of preachers do what we call hooping? And God said, why is that? We've got tradition out of that, but there's also technology behind that. Technology behind that. It looks weird and strange and primitive and uneducated to the untrained eye. Okay, and most people are doing it out of rigmarole, out of tradition. They get nothing out of it. It's a show. That's what we're talking about, people who are just showing off on Sunday. Well, that's where that comes from, because they have a tradition, but they've forgotten the technology behind it. All right. So there was a reason why we would go into trance. We would go into a dance, into crying, right, into tongues, right. There's a purpose behind that. And you're only going to get, there's only power in the purpose. So you're only going to be able to extrapolate the power of a tradition once you understand the why behind that tradition. And that's what's gotten lost. It's gotten lost. So that's why when you look at Hoodoo per se and other AT, if you look at, I should say, put it like this. ADT's, African diasporic traditions such as Hoodoo, and compare them to ATR's, African traditional religions, right? Ifa, Orisha, Palo, Candomblé, and so on and so forth. What you're looking at is technology and tradition. Technology and tradition. Technology and tradition, right? You got some folk who don't like me because I'm a Bible worker. Peace be unto you. Peace be unto you. They came and they told me out of their mouth, listen, I love what you're doing. I love the magical part. I love the principles, but I just can't get with that Bible stuff. God bless you. This is just this, it's not for you. I'm not going to you find what you need where you need it. Truth is where you find it. I wasn't going to run after that person. I wasn't going to try to change or alter whatever, because what I use works for me and it's worked for others. So, I don't have an incentive to change. All right, and they weren't paying anyway, so it wasn't no picking in my pocket. They were on there on a scholarship anyhow. All right. Let's see. Got a feeling you're gonna make me an even better magical enchanter. That's my goal. If you're good, make you great, and if you're great, make you better. There it is, January 9th, February 13th. You sure it's February 13th? That's even a little close to Valentine's Day. You sure it's February 13th? I think January 9th might be right. Or January 7th. March 17th. That can't be right. Those dates aren't right. Those dates aren't right. Say again how to get in your class. So you can join on Patreon. All right. Patreon, patreon.com/cosmic. Yes, I want to know them all. That's deep. I like how you put that. Want to learn? Okay. Yes, the one, right? The where. The work comes from the back. Now my work, I tell you, I tell you right up front. My work comes from the book. That's how I came up. That's all I know. I can't tell you nothing about what I know. I ain't gonna bullshit you. So, if that turns you off, peace be unto you. Stated that using the Bible is powerful in a tradition to the it absolutely is. Because I think a lot of folks, and this is what I find to be so fascinating. Because my team know they're gonna get Bible. They know that. They just, child, you don't get unless you can get Bible that day. You're gonna get Bible that day. We're gonna go through a book. We're gonna break down these verses. We're gonna break down this chapter. We're gonna give you didactic, critical analysis of the scripture. Right? You're not gonna be a miss. You ain't gonna see my student and you come in here talking something outside of your head. I just ain't going for it. I'm not going for it. So we go deep, right? We go into the Hebrew of the text. We go into the Greek of the text. We go into I came out of ministry. So that's how you got to know your tools like that, right? You got to know your tools like that. Have you ever seen a mechanic work on something and he can go in his toolbox and not even look and pull out the right tool just by feeling around? Or there's some mechanics that are so good they can tell you what to go get and describe it down to a T. It might have that sounds about right. January 7th sounds about right. February 9th, March 13th, that sounds about right. About your Patreon, will you offer more expensive level memberships? I'm gonna cap it off at 75. That's enough. I'm not trying to make money of something block anybody. And the way Patreon is set up, I'm good with that. The folks who are my patrons, they're good with that. So I just added another tier, 75. And the only reason I did that was because, when I'm doing these demonstrations like powders or whatever, you can't really show the concept of a powder in a little cap. So you got to make a batch of it, right? So you got to make a batch of it, right? So now I got this batch of powder taking up space. And I ain't got but so much space to use anyway. So the 75 tier, you get everything as the other tiers, but whatever I make, as far as compound or formula or whatever, you get a sample shipped to you. Okay, that's what covers that. That way I can also get rid of some of that extra powders or whatever we got going on. Now if it's work I'm showing, I'm not about to ship you, I'm not about to make a for everybody. But something like, oils or powders or whatever the case may be, when we get in talking about, and we got ointments to cover, powders to cover, essences to cover. lotions, and the lotions are not what you think they are. I'm talking about lotion in the idea of a like a spiritual wash kind of thing, like a cologne kind of thing. Um, um, we got to lay a lot of foundation before we even get into actual workings. So we got to go into what the plants are, duh, right? Plants and herbs, and as they say, sticks, stones, roots, and bones. We got to go into all of that as well. So we're gonna be laying foundation for a while, but it's gonna be very beneficial before we actually get into the quote unquote the big stuff. Don't be in such a rush to go nowhere. All right. So the tiers range from $3 to $75. Okay, and it caps out there, and that's a monthly investment. All right. I put notices in there of how Patreon works with this billion people that got mad. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Okay, because I put it out there on Front Street. When you become a patron, it tells you how the billing works. Okay. I think they bill what the well, now they do it up front. So when you go there's an upfront charge. You're covered until the next month. God Almighty. Yeesh. Yes, on Patreon. Yes. As a matter of fact, let me say this. At the end of the year, yeah, at the end of the year, it's interesting because I can multitask on Instagram fine, but I'm on YouTube I can't. That's very strange. At the end of the year, I think I made this announcement in Patreon also. I'm going to combine the first two tiers, $3 and $7. It's going to be a $10 tier. Okay. And that's going to be a support tier. Basically, say, Doc, love what you do. Not necessarily decline or a customer, but I just want to give you something on a monthly basis. I want to invest in what you're doing. I love it, whatever. This is my saying keep going or whatever. It's $10 a month. That's what I'm going to do at the end of the year. I'm going to combine those two tiers together to make it concise for everybody. And I should be done fiddling around with stuff for a while. Let's go back up here. Let's see. Somebody said, okay, about your Patreon, will you offer more expensive level memberships on? No, I'm not. No, because I'm not trying to make money a stumbling block to people like that. And once you cap out of that, so okay, so I'm gonna get that to that. I'll get to that in a second, Maite. Great question. Then you're ready to be an apprentice, right? I shouldn't say that, but the next level from that is to be my apprentice. So the way Patreon started off at for me, why did Doc go to Patreon? I went to Patreon because I had a gap that was crying out to me, right? I had the people who I had these outer court, inner court, holies of holies, places where folks would follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on the groups I'm in, and get that free, absolutely free information. There's a lot of content there. You'll be chewing to your bones are tired, your jaws are tired. Then those who say, well, Doc, love that, thank you for that, I want something a little bit more advanced than that. And I said, okay, no problem. Let's do webinars. We did the webinars. Got great feedback. I love them, and I'm glad y'all love them. All right, I love doing them. Okay. Then there are those who say, well, Doc, I thank you for the webinar. It was great. It was powerful. It was awesome. I want something a little bit more advanced from that. All right. And I said, well, then you need to come and be an apprentice, right? But there was a divination process with apprenticeship, and there still is. I'm not going to change that. Okay? Which means that you can say, yes, I want to be a part of this apprenticeship. I can say, yes, I think you'll be a great candidate. And I go before my shrine, and the spirit say, no, don't put your hand to that. And I have to come back and say, no, this is going to be a no-go. All right? Folks, scraping, scratching, cussing, fussing me over that. But I stand by that. All right? So, there was this chasm of people who wanted something more than the webinars, but didn't quite get into the apprenticeship. So that's why I created the Patreon, to kind of fill that gap, hopefully. All right. You want something more than the webinar, something more advanced than the webinar, all right, but don't quite have access to the apprenticeship program. So that's where Patreon fits in. So that's the vision behind that. So I hope I've clarified that. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Interesting. Interesting. My spirit talk to me all the time. That's interesting. Okay. Let me go back up. Okay, how do I order some protection money oils from you? Here's a reason why Doc does not do a lot of oils. Because my oils take time. And I'm talking about some, spiritual, me over a cauldron, chanting over it kind of way. But they take time to steep. They take time to steep, right? They take time to steep. On a practical level. Powders, which are one of my favorite types of medicines to work with, are a lot easier as far as time is concerned to work with, right? Oil's got to steep, and yeah. There is an express way that will give you like maximum botanical output in like 24 to 48 hours. But I would still have to invest time in that process in ritual to make them work. So it is going to be a time thing. And I know how folks are about when they pay something, they want it shipped out to them like that or whatever. And but if you're back channel, you can go to my website, contact me there and say, Doc, I'm sure some oils or whatever, and we will get that out. Now I love doing custom powders. I do custom powder in a heartbeat, drop of a hat. Let's see what else we got here. How will that be? How much will that be? I don't know what you're talking about there. This is on Patreon. The tiers, yes. So if I pay $3, I'm covered for that month. Yes, for that, whatever's released in that tier, yes, you're covered for that month. Oh, another thing about tiers is this. Y'all can change your tiers whenever you get ready to. So people say, well, one lady asked, well, what tier should I start off at? Whichever one you want to start off at. Whichever one you want to start off. If you want to start off at 50 and say, well, like I want to do 21, or I start at 21, I want to go up to 30. You can do that as you see fit. All right. Okay. Got half of them. Is there a repost of the herb popping on Instagram Live? Watch it on the train home, but I fell asleep because I was so tired from class. So, Instagram crazy ass. decided not to let me save it. Said unable to save. Child, I cussed. I tell you, I cussed Instagram from here to Timbuktu. So I did a YouTube live on Patreon. And redid it. So it's on Patreon. Did that the other night. Might have been last night. It was last night, night before last, something like that. Did that. Recently, I and my roommate have been physically seeing and hearing my ancestral spirits since I have been really working on elevator. That is incredible. That shows you, all right, that they are, how can I say, becoming stronger. When you begin to have these, when they begin to ingress in physicality, okay, you start hearing the creaks, you know, in the walls, or like someone's walking in the house, whatever. It's not an unpleasant feeling. Or the water being consumed, things like that. Those are great signs that your ancestors are being strengthened, they're being refreshed, all right, and that they are approaching that point where you can work with them to produce physical ends, all right, because now they have an ingress in the physical world, all right. That's another reason why we work to elevate them and to keep them refreshed. Peace, peace, God bless you. um so that they begin to manifest and do miracles in a very tangible, tactile, quote unquote, real way. By that I mean an objective way, not something, you know, woohoo, like Alice in Wonderland, but something you can track. Um, what? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So they wouldn't let me save us. I had to do it on Patreon. Well, I've been on here over an hour. Oh my god! All right, y'all gotta get off it. Y'all not on Twitter. Y'all over an hour I'm not one of them content creators. Be on here for hours and I got work to do, chat. Uh, um. Well, in what model are you working? Are you under a priest or priestess? That's you're consulting over this. I'm always going to tell you to follow the instructions of your doctor, of your practitioner. All right. You know, that glass of, also another thing is moving their altar, especially if you have something that's somewhat a mobile situation, uh, where you can begin to move it up, all right, on a regular basis, maybe once a month or once every 2 weeks or whatever. You move that altar to a higher altitude, right? Right? Especially if you have like a bookshelf, all right, which is what I had. Okay, and you every so often you move that altar to another rung of that, right? Another thing is to have, okay, is to have a I don't have it. So we're doing a lot of moving and stuff in here, but um, a ladder. Now, for if you're doing ancestral elevation, you want to use a wooden ladder, not a metal one. They come in iron also. All right, I don't have it out here. I got it in the lab. I'm working. Um, have that wooden ladder. All right, some of them come. You can get one that's like got 7 rungs on it. That'll work fine. It's a little small. Not I'm talking no big ladder. It's a little small ladder, almost like one of those. If you can't get one like that, um, then the ladders they use in the little doll houses. But you want it to be wood. You don't want to be plastic. You don't want to be iron. But wood is a good one. All right. If you got glass, you can find a glass. That might be a little expensive. Um, that will also do well as well. And you um, if you have like picture stands of them on your altar, you can lean that little ladder against their picture, right? If you don't, maybe you have a placard set up on their behalf, you can lean that against your white candle. Obviously, don't have it over the candle where it can ignite, right? But have it leaning against the candle will do well also, right? Having your glass of water there, all right? Are some very easy tips for spiritual elevation, right? Just a more advanced. Have you looked at? I did a. Wait a minute. 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 Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, about Patreon, I am doing this. What do they call it? What do they call them? I think they call it goals, right? Very straightforward. But I have this patron. I have these patron goals set up on my Patreon, and it works like this: the more people we have on Patreon, the more I release. Well, in a specific sense. So you can go in there, you can view what my goals are, right? When I hit a certain amount of patrons, then I'll release a webinar from my archives, right? When we hit our first 25 patron mark, I release the wash webinar. All right, never before released, except for those who actually were there. All right, was released. We will release Ultras one-on-one. We will release Mojos. We will release webinars on spiritual warfare. We will release webinars on working with the Psalms, right? The hidden names of God. What else we got in there? But it's all listed on Patreon. All right. So as we grow, then when I think the next goal is 50. I think 50 patrons. And we'll release another webinar. So that's how I'm going to do that also. So, you can go on, you can go to my resource page, cosme.com/resources, and just buy them all up at once. You can join Patreon, and when we hit that goal, you can get them for free, right? So, either way, you can have it that way. About I did a Instagram live about shadow people. And that shadow people is more so a way to interpret and experience an actual entity unto itself. Though they can be, right? My big thing is, if you don't feel that you're in danger or malice or whatever the case may be, all right, that's a key sign. It's how do you feel? How is your internal responding to this experience? If it's fright, if it's fear, if it's dread, if it's fight or flight instincts that are kicking in, then yes, it's going to be ominous, right? But just normal sleeping protocols: glass of water above your head. You can put, bluing in a glass of water by your door. You can put mustard seeds or salt under your bed. You can have a pair of scissors, for example, under your mattress. You can leave an open Bible under your pillow or under your bed or in front of your door with scissors on top of it. You can get a piece of screen, like the ones you use for a screen door, right? Measured out through the length and width of your actual mattress, and set that between the mattress and the bed spring to kind of filter those experiences coming through. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things you can do. Horseshoes on the door. Even eye pendants on the door hanging from the headboard, etc. You can get very creative. You can get very creative. Well, y'all listen. We had service today. Well, I went at the night service. And I prophesied to 18 people. So I'm kind of a little right about now, right? So I feel like it's kind of in and out. I'm still kind of coming down off of that high there. Oh my God, Denver still getting. There's a lot to happen in Denver, y'all. A lot. I would to God that Moses and I will very soon do a joint live and discuss um, Denver. Y'all know I had an extended stay in Denver. I was supposed to come back on Monday, but I didn't come back till Wednesday. We'll talk about why that was also. We had to extend some things, get a new flight and everything. It was a lot that took place in the Mile High City. Um, that was a book. That was literally a book worth of stuff. But we've got, guys, if you want work, now is the time to get it. We got Uncrossing, like I said, got that from Pop. This is nothing. This is Pay Me. We got a lot of Pay Me works coming in now. People want to get that. What's been owed to them. I don't blame you. You got to bounce your checkbook. This coming to the end of the year. Y'all know I love working with my. See. See, that's for somebody right there. It's so anxious to get to you. They just fall off the table. It's just trying to get to you so fast. Take your time. Take your time. Albrecht Camino Open Roads. Desenvolvimiento or Uncrossing. Right. And we got. I didn't even get the other. I got boxes back over here also. So, we got some Figaro candles and stuff here. That one looks like it's. Yeah. Remember, these are old. They've been sitting there for God knows how long. So, we got work to do. We got, like I said, dog heads and sheep heads and alligator heads, and so we got all kind of heads. I'm the one not getting no head. That's the problem. Whole another episode, Denver. Yeah. All right. So that's that. I will check. I just want to show you guys some. So I'm about to get off. You need to swipe and invite. How do you go swipe and invite? You can swipe and invite on YouTube, but do press the like button. I may fool around on Instagram, see what's going on over there, but I'm about to get off. I've dropped all the appropriate links down below. I look forward to seeing you guys, hearing from you. As I said before, if you ordered a consultation from me while I was in Denver, there was some scheduling issues. I have canceled all of those orders and refunded you so that you can go back and reorder, and it will come through, and we can get you guys right as rain for consultations. There is no need for you to suffer. Offering my gift to you. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you can contact me from where you are, we can definitely extend my gift to where you are in the world. So we do all kinds of work. We have things on the high end, on the low end, depending upon what your budget is. Just let me know where you are, and we can tailor some things to that. We do consultations, we have products, we have services, and of course we do classes also. So 2019 was a year the Spirit told me to invest in teaching, right? So Patreon came out of this year. We did a lot of classes this year. We did a lot of great things this year. November 9th marked a year of webinars that we've done. So I'm very grateful to God for that, and of course to you guys for your support there. I feel like it was just yesterday I was in the coffee shop giving my Happy New Year and all those announcements there. But we did everything we said we were going to do, mostly. 2020. People say, well, what are you going to do 2020? I don't know yet. I'm still have my face been on my face before God about that as to what the strategy is for next year. I have an inclination. It's going to be more networking. It's going to be me traveling a lot more. Of course, we got to get this set up and fixed up and whatever. But I also believe that 2020 is going to be a year where I can launch people that have been training under me onto their own platforms and begin to have kind of like the lab. If you're talking the website, no, it's not. So that's another thing for 2020. Okay, I'll be doing that. I'll be consistent with that. Y'all love the medicine. Has it been working for you? You know, people don't harass you unless it's good stuff. Has it been? Tell me how it's been working for you. What you got and what you saw as a result of it. And we'll get out of here. Now that I got an extra space, we are going to be doing candle services as well. So they're going to be somewhere between let me not put a number on it right now, but it's going to be in the range of, let me not put a number on it right now, but I hear you, Lord. I hear what you're saying. We'll be doing candle services as we have a space for it now. Your candle tati badade bobo dish kididi andandi mindo lobobo soko mansha. I hear you. What about the sugar? Oh, I never thought of that. Dede minko do do babandi kiti de sana. Mishko la mandia. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. 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 Whew. Just got the whole download. Just got the whole, just like that. Just like that. This is why you need a seer. This is why you need to see. This will be my Instagram rant, but I'm gonna do it. Say it here, and I got to go because I'll be going 86 freaking minutes. You need a seer because you need to discern the right timing for things, right? If you can't discern the right timing, you're gonna need a seer. When you do not discern the right time, when you do not discern the right time, you always quit too early and stay in too long. Oh, that's a word. I need to go on Instagram. That's a word. You always quit too early and you stay in. That's a sign right there. That is a sign. If that has been a moniker of the season you're currently in, it's because you lack a seer. If that has been the hallmark of your regrets, that's a sign right there. There is an aspect, there's a blind spot you aren't seeing or perceiving, and you need a seer involved. Otherwise, you will quit too early and you'll stay in too long. just in that moment, God just downloaded into me a whole new paradigm of working for 2020. And a whole new paradigm of work even for my students. Like that. Just like that. Just like that. So, y'all will be seeing some new stuff as the year comes to a close, and especially going into 2020 as relates to candle workings and candle vigils and so forth. Candle services, we're going to be getting into that. I did it. There's a reason why I put my hand to that. There was a purpose, and there's promise behind that. And I got negligent. I got distracted. I got a lot of things going on. I did not have the proper things in place to make that work as it should have. And so we're going to be revisiting that as the year comes to a close, even as 2020 opens up in the next year as well. So if you are one of my apprentices, 2020, the word for you is work. You've learned the roots. 2019, 2020 is going to be work. Going to put the roots with the work and root work going on. So there'll be a lot of outsourcing of I hear you. Outsourcing in 2020. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I got to get back to this work because the cigar's looking at me like I lost my mind. I probably have going over to Instagram in a minute, checking with them folks. What time is it? Time for me to get back to work. So in the meantime, I can move this board. This board is gonna be distracting. Yeah. There we go. We got doing all kind of stuff in here. In the meantime, in between time, I'll hold you all in the light of God. The brilliant light of God that never fails. God bless you all forever.